So we've already looked at making some panels for the car, some infill panels to replace rusty sections, rusty areas. This time what I thought I'd do is, as I bought some panels to replace them, I thought I'd actually have a go at making a whole complete panel. So if I start off with a small one, but this is the rear stiffener panel, what I've done is I've drawn around it, okay, this is a Silver Street welder's pencil. It leaves a nice mark which makes it easy to follow when you're cutting with a jigsaw. So I've marked around it, and I've also, where this lip is, just come down a little bit there so you can see, so I've got something to follow when I'm cutting. Put these little marks in there and there, and put a little dot roughly where these holes are for the cage nuts. So I'll come back to you as soon as I've cut it out, and I'll let you know how I get on. Hello, so here's the finished panel. I put the fold in here, and I wasn't going to, but I got carried away and decided to put the fold in there as well. So yeah, it looks good to me, and it saves, I don't know, all the hassle of trying to get another one. I'll make a couple of these and have them ready for next time. Okay, come back to you later on. I thought I'd have a go at making this panel. Okay, now this is the rear quarter panel, and it's quite a monster, really. What I've done is I've taken some card. Let me just take this out the way so you can see. Taken some card, I've drawn around it. Okay, so I've got the shape here. The hardest part obviously is this fold that it's got here and this tray area. This lip here, yeah, that could be a bit better, but I can always extend that out when I'm marking out onto the metalwork. It's got this corner here, this angle on the corner, which is that angle there, just there. That's also difficult, but I've noticed that on a couple of the other TR3s that I've seen on the internet, they all have this rotten section here in the boot area. So I thought, well, I can either make the complete panel, which is I am going to do, but I'm also going to do is to make a repair panel, which is just I have a cut down here, so it can actually join. The panel can actually join just below there. So if you did a cut in the rear of the car, you'd be able to put this tray on and then weld it in, still keeping this in place. It's not an option at the moment because they don't make any panels like that I know of. But even so, I think it's a good idea. So I'm going to have a go at cutting out and making the whole panel. I'm also going to then cut out and make just a tray, and I'll let you know how I get on. But I've also decided to make it, as I said, I'm going to make a couple of others. So I've done the drawing on there as well. So I'm going to cut out a few more of those and make some of these. If you are making panels, one of the things I would say is to use a much thinner card. This card was basically a box, corrugated box, and it's too thick. When you're cutting it, it makes it really hard to cut, especially here when you get these sort of edges here. But I can take care of that when I'm actually grinding and cutting. And also makes it hard to fold if you've got a tight fold as well. I mean, you could score it and try and fold it, but much thinner card, probably, you know, sort of 300, you know, almost like a business card type thing would be good to do it, so you can fold it and cut it and get it much neater. I don't have any, but so I've got to make use of what I've got, and you know, that's probably what you should do too. But I'm going to lay this out flat, mark it out, draw it, and then have a go at cutting it, and I'll let you know how I get on. But it's just a couple of things that'll save some money. These panels are about £100 each, and if you make some of them, you know, you can always use them again, or areas or sections from them again. So especially if you don't have a donor car or something, it's just a good idea to have some panels that you can use, or areas, bits, especially another area here at the top end. Mine's rotten in there as well, so you could actually extend this bit out and put that in, so where you attach the rear fender to it. But I'll let you know how I get on. I'm going to have a go at cutting that out, and yeah, I think it's going to be okay. I'll come back to you when I've done it. Okay, so there we have it. Basically what I've done is use the Silver Streak pencil again to draw out the shape with the aid of the template. Okay, which goes that way around. So he goes on there like that. Draw around him, and then mark out the area where the fold is. And these bits here, they're the extra bits. There's the fold there, there's that angle. and there's the fold where the fold's going to be there. All I've got to do now is cut it out, which I'll do a little bit later on, because I'm going to cut that one out and this one out at the same time, so I'll probably leave that for a little while, but I'll come back to you when I do that. But in the meantime, some gas has arrived, so that's really good, so it'll give me a chance to get on with do some welding and do some more work on the car. So I'll come back to you later on.